Hey there, I have a potential short trade on the Euro Japanese yen. This is the 4 hour time frame. The array is moving down. It's red and has a nice separation to it. Now, during this time, the validator dots are also red and the trend indicator is red as well. Now, we're seeing exactly what we want. The price has pulled back into the array, giving us a setup. The pullback has turned the dots green, and during that pullback, the trend indicator remained red, which is very important. On this current candle, we are seeing the validator dot is back to red, and once again, the trend indicator is still red. Now, if we are to get a signal to go short, we want to see a red arrow appear above this candle. It'll look like this previous one here. Now, if we get that signal to go short, I will be placing a sell trade. We are in the trade. We got that red arrow above the signal candle. The entry is at the close of this candle here. The stop is placed above the swing high and the take profit is placed at 1-to-1. Now at this point, there is nothing risk of getting stopped out. Now this trade was for 285 pips and this trade was worth $1,931.48. This was a simple trade that took a little while to play out, but this was maybe the easiest way to make $2,000 can be, thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. We've got a buy trade looking that it's going to be ready to go on gold on the 4 hour time frame. Now we can see that the array is up. In this area here, it's completely green and nicely separated. Below, we can see that the validator dots are green, and most importantly, under that, the trend indicator is also green. The trend is up, so we are looking only for buy trades. So what happens next is the market has pulled back into the array, turning some or all of the array lines red. The validator dots have also turned red, showing us that we do have a technical pullback. On this current candle, we can see that the validator dot is green and the trend indicator has remained green throughout this pullback phase. Under the current candle, we could be looking to see that a green arrow shows up, just like this previous arrow here. Now, if we get that arrow, I will be placing a buy trade. We got that signal. I placed the buy trade and the stop loss is under the swing low and the target has been placed 1-to-1. On this trade, we're looking at about 170 pips. And at this point, I'm simply going to let the trade play out and I'll be back as soon as this trade is over. Okay, we're back. The trade was a quick one, 3 candles and some, and we were taken out of the trade. The market moved a nice 170 pips. And on this one, we earned $1,641 by sitting on our hands for about 12 hours. This was a beautiful trade thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system. Thanks for watching this live trade video, and I'll see you in the next one. What could potentially be a buy trade setting up on the pound Japanese yen on the 1 hour time frame. Now the array is moving upwards and is green. The validator dots below are also green and the trend indicator is green, telling us that we are only looking for buy trades. With the array being up, we are looking for this pullback into the array, turning some, or in this case, all of the array lines red. The pullback has turned the validator dots red as well, but most importantly, the trend indicator remained green through this whole pullback process. On this current candle, the validator dot has turned back to green, and what we want to see is a green arrow under the price, one that looks like this previous one here. If we get a close in the area that the price is currently at, and we get that arrow, I will be placing a buy trade. We got the signal to go long and I'm in the buy trade. The stop loss is under the swing low and the target is placed 1-to-1. The target on this one is going to be 175 pips. So now I'm just going to let this trade play out and I will be back when it's over. This trade was a great success. The market did what we hoped it would. And with this one, it was worth $1,177.02 thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next trade video. We just got this signal to go short, so I am going to sell this. So let's do this. And now we are in a sell trade. So what I am going to do is put the stop loss above this swing high. My take profit is going to go into this area down here, 1-to-1. I want to explain why we got into this trade. We have a downtrend. So this trend indicator is showing us that the short trade is the trade to look for. We have the array going from green to red. We have this one candle closing below the array, and this red arrow has appeared above the candle. And on this signal candle itself, we do have the red validator dot. So all of the criteria was met for a short trade. And at this point, we're simply going to let this trade play out. Now, we are going to manage the trade if we get the opportunity to do that. But for now, I'm simply going to let this trade play out, and I will return when we hit our take profit. We won this trade. It was a nice trade. We had a little bit of a pullback in here, but we ended up getting our take profit hit. And if you noticed, we were able to move the stop loss into profit. Now, we didn't have the stop loss into profit by a whole lot, but if we had lost this trade, because of the trade management, we would not have lost any money on this particular trade. So this was a really nice trade thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system. We're looking to take a trade on the Euro US dollar 1 hour time frame, and right now there is potentially a trade in the works. We have a really nice strong downtrend, and the Profitude array is red and nicely separated. The price started under the array, and what we're looking for is a pullback into the array. We have that here as the price moved into the array and turned some of the array lines green. At this point, that is the setup that we want to see, and from here we're looking for the price to close under the array to continue the downtrend. Right now, things are looking good as the validator dots have turned green and then back to red, and the trend indicator has been red throughout this pullback process, telling us that the trend is clearly down. What we're looking for on this candle is a red arrow to appear above like this one here, and if that happens, all the conditions will be met for a short trade, and if I get that arrow, I will place a sell trade, and I will be right back afterwards. We got the signal to go short, and I took the trade. We got the red arrow above the price, and everything else was in alignment for that short trade. The stop is placed above the recent market swing, and the take profit is placed at 1-to-1. The target on this trade is 112 pips, and at this point, I will simply let the trade play out, and I will be back when the target gets hit. We were just taken out of the trade, and the target was hit with no problems at all. The trend continued to go down as suggested by the indicators. This was a very nice, easy, and profitable trade thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system. We're looking to take a Forex Profitude short trade, and we're looking at the Australian dollar, US dollar. This is the 4-hour time frame. We're looking at a nice short setup. We've got a downtrend shown to us by the red Profitude array. The price was under the array and has now pulled back into the array. The array has printed some green, and with that, we're looking for it to turn back to all red as the price moves back down. Currently, the validator dots are red, and the trend indicator is also red, and this is giving us all of the signs for a short trade. What we're waiting for now is to get a red arrow to appear above this current candle, and when it closes with that red arrow, I will enter a short trade. So I'm going to wait for that, and as soon as that happens, I will be going short. The candle closed, giving us that red arrow. The new candle has opened, and I entered the trade. My stop loss is placed in the most appropriate location. My target is down here at 1-to-1. The take profit on this trade is going to be 105 pips. And now that everything is good to go, I'm going to let the trade play out, and I will be back when the take profit gets hit. The trade just hit the take profit and got us out with our nice 105 pip win. This was a really clean and easy trade thanks to the Forex Profitude
We
just got a signal to go short. So I am going to get into this sell trade. Now I'm in the trade. My stop loss is going above this recent swing high and my take profit is going 1-to-1. Now, the reason for this trade is we are in a downtrend. This indicator at the bottom is the trend indicator and it is red. We were looking for the pullback. We got the pullback of the array, turning the array from red to green, and then we resumed that trend direction. So on this one candle here, we've got all the criteria met for a short trade. We got the candle that closed underneath the array. The arrow appeared above the candle. The validator dot on this one candle turned red. And again, during that pullback, this trend indicator stayed red throughout that entire process. So at this point, I'm going to let this trade play out. And if I get an opportunity to manage the trade, I will do that along the way. But I'm going to record this video, let it go. And when we get our take profit hit, I will return. All right, we got taken out of this trade. Now, this trade was a little bit of a nail biter. We had the market get just below our exit, but because this is a sell trade, we need to get below the exit level by whatever the spread is, and we didn't quite do that. So both of these wicks here got below that exit level, but didn't tag the actual exit mark. This one white candle here, the wick got right to that exit level, but again, it didn't get below it by the spread. And finally, we did get a candle that took us out. Now, we were able to manage the trade along the top side of this array, and that did ultimately get us into profit. So if we were going to lose on this trade, we would not have lost any money on it. We would have made just a little bit of money, or in this case, because we hit the target, we made all the money. Now, this was a fantastic trade thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system, and I'll see you in another live trade video. Welcome to this live trade with the Forex Profitude trading system. Now, I've got it set up on gold on the 1 hour time frame. The Profitude array indicator is red and it's headed down, and it's nicely separated, showing us a good downtrend. What we want to see is a pullback into the array that will turn some of the array lines green, and that's what we're looking at right now. The validator dots have also turned green, and now on this current candle, the dot has turned back to red. The trend indicator is red, and it's been red through the pullback process, showing us that the downtrend is intact. Now, what we're waiting for is this candle to potentially close and have one of these red arrows appear above it. If that does happen, we'll have all the conditions met for a short trade. Now, again, if that happens, I will get into a short trade, but for now, I will pause the video and I'll be back if we get into that trade. We got the arrow above the candle and we are in a short trade. The stop loss is placed and the target is placed 1-to-1. So all there is to do now is let the trade play out. The trade very quickly hit our target with no pullback during the trade at all. The profit on this one was for 95 pips and there was no issue at all. This was a really nice, straightforward trade. Thank you for watching this beautiful short trade using the Forex Profitude trading system, and I'll see you in the next video. We're looking at the pound US dollar. This is the 1 hour chart, and we've got a setup to go long. We're looking at the Profitude array moving up and green. The price started above the array and has pulled back into the array, turning some of the array lines red. The current white candle that we're looking at could potentially give us a signal to go long if it closes above the array, kind of where it's at right now. Under the chart, we have the validator dot turning from red to green, and we have the trend indicator green. It remained green throughout the pullback process, which is what we need to see in order to take a long trade. So what we need now is for one of these green arrows to appear under the current candle. If that happens on this candle, I will get into a long trade. So for now, I'm going to pause the video and I'll get into a trade if I get that signal. All right, I entered the trade. We had the green arrow appear under the price and the other indicators were good to go. The target on this trade is 80 pips. The stop goes under the recent swing low and the take profit is the same number of pips as the stop loss. So this is a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So now that we are in the trade, I'll let it play out and I'll be back when the target gets hit. We were taken out of the trade in profit as the target was hit. The market continued in the trend direction, and we easily made our money thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system. We could be getting a buy signal on the Euro USD. Now, we've got the buy signal, so I am going to get into a trade. I'm in a buy trade right now. So my stop loss is going to go just under the swing low. My take profit is going to be 1-to-1. So we're moving it just up here. And at this point, I'm simply going to let the trade play out. So on the close of this one candle, the array was completely green, and the leading edge was above the trailing edge. Now, at the time of this signal, we got the trend indicator to turn green. So we have that first instance of that green trend indicator. So when we've got that green trend indicator and we do have the signal to go long, this is a valid buy trade. So from here, I'm simply going to let this trade play out. And when we get our take profit hit, I will be back. This trade hit the take profit. It was fairly easily done. It did take a little while, but we weren't in any real risk of getting stopped out. This was another fantastic trade thanks to the Forex Profitude trading system.